What is going on, guys? So this is TITUS FOREX, aka King of the Charts. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to trade support and resistance the right way, the best way to look at support and resistance, put them in as a strategy, and trade it the accurate way. So let's move right into this video. Alright, so I'll be taking some things from my Forex Academy, my Forex course. So I've taken permission from my students. I'm sharing some stuff from my Forex Academy. So support and resistance. As you all know, the concept of trading support and resistance are undoubtedly two of the most highly discussed attributes to technical analysis. What are support and resistance? A support is a price level where a downtrend can be expected to pause due to concentration of demand or buying interest. Or a support is an area on the chart where price has dropped and has struggled to break below. And the resistance is an area on the chart that price has risen to but has struggled to break above. So when we talk about support and resistance, it's just like let's say we have a two-story building and you are at the second floor. What stops you from falling to the last floor and what stops you from seeing the top floor is the support and what the resistance. So in trading, there are certain areas in the market whereby price doesn't move any further, it just keeps on ranging or consolidating. At that point, we say that the market is on an area of support or resistance. For support, you look for buys, while for resistance, you look for sell. So if the market is on a support zone, you take a buy. If the market is on a resistance zone, you take a sell. Just as you can see here, a support level over here, you can see how support level looks like, and you can see how resistance level looks like. Over here, this is another example of a support and resistance. You can see a resistance area, you can see a support area. And I'm going to do more examples, but this is another example of a resistance and another example of a support. Okay, so now there are some rules of drawing support and resistance that I show to my students, and I'm going to be showing you guys some of that. Now, one of the rules you have to consider when drawing support and resistance is that you must note that support and resistance is a zone and not a line. Okay, whenever you want to draw support and resistance, note that support and resistance are zones and not lines. And an area is considered as an area of support or resistance after there are two or more touches. You must also note that an area is considered as an area of support or resistance when after there are two or more touches on that zone. So first of all, it's not a line, and secondly, there have to be two touches. Then on the third touch, that's where you have to pick your entry from on that zone. Before you start drawing your lines, ensure to clear your chart. Okay, ensure that you have a clear chart. Don't start making your chart look like a shrine. And there are some trainers, some beginner traders, when I look at their chart, it looks like a shrine because they have support and resistance on, trend line on, indicator, Fibonacci, and all like scattered everywhere. But a good trader that understands his crafts always have a clear chart. A good trader that understands his crafts always have a clear chart. So also when drawing support and resistance, it's best to start from higher time frames and then going down to the lower time frames. There will be not much time for me to explain how to move from higher time frames to lower time frame using support and resistance, but on the course I've explained it from top to bottom how to move from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. So if you want to get more understanding on that, you could just possibly get the first course, how to move support and resistance from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. And note that a broken support becomes a resistance, whilst a broken resistance becomes a support. That's one rule you must understand. A broken support becomes a resistance, while a broken resistance becomes a support. And one other thing you must have to note is that there are key levels and there are near-term levels of support and resistance. We have strong zones and we have weak zones. That's what I mean. We have strong zones and we have weak zones. Now, I also explain more of that, but I'm still going to be giving you guys an enlightenment on this video. Don't cloud up your chart with levels and zones. So many traders are found clouding up their charts. So don't cloud up your chart with lines everywhere. You end up getting confused. You end up getting confused. So let's step right into the chart and let us spots live support and resistance areas. Let's say this is the current market and price starts playing out. All we are looking for, remember, is two touches. Two touches on an area confirms a resistance zone. Right now, we have the resistance zone out there. We're waiting for price to retrace back to it, and we're going to take a trade. Now, you can see that's where we would have taken our order from. That's where we would have taken our order from as quickly as possible. When price gets to that point, you should have picked your entry. Stop loss should be way above it. Like, don't just put your stop loss on the line of the zone, else you'll be taking out. Let your stop loss be at least 10 pips, 20 pips above your zone, depending on the time frame that you're using. Okay, let's say you're using the 1 hour, 4 hour, it should be at least 10 pips, 20 pips above your zone. This is where our TP is going to be. Let's see how price played out. You can see now that our TP is being smashed. Our TP has been smashed. So right now we have a resistance, a support zone over here. So we are actually waiting for price. I think we're gonna be buying from here. So let's see how price played out. You can now see that our TP has been smashed successfully on this trade. We should have also taken another sell. Immediately price touched that resistance area. Wow, price has just smashed our take profit. Price came in a little bit, dropped back, went up again, then dropped back to our take profit. So you should have also taken a trade from this point. The moment price got there, stop loss below. Let's see if this is gonna be a loss. If this is a loss, then you're gonna know that you also take losses on every strategy. There's nothing that you don't take losses in. So let's see how it goes. Okay, then price has taken us out, and I think price is still going to go in our direction. Price still went in our direction. Now, this is what happens when your stop loss is very close to your entry point. Whenever your stop loss is very close to your entry point, you most likely will take a loss. Now, if you observe here, there was a double bottom that formed. You can see a double bottom that formed. So if you waited for this double bottom to form, you wouldn't have taken a loss. Okay, on my course, I explain more about how to use chart patterns to take entries with support and resistance, demand and supply, and all that. And now I tend to make this video too long, so let's move on to the next example. Right here now, you can see that we now have another price has returned back to the resistance area. So let's play price and see how it goes. Our take profit is supposed to be around the next support area, and you can see that our take profit has been smashed. So as easy as that, we should have also taken another buy from here to the upside. So let's do that and see what we would have gotten. The price would have also smashed our TP on this buy trade. It's as easy as that. Trading support and resistance is one of the easiest thing to do. Just within this range, you can see how many trades we have gotten. We have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades that went properly in our direction. So that's how to trade support and resistance the right way. So you can see this actually danced around and it still got to our take profit. So it's just patience. Every strategy works in the market. You just have to give it patience and time. Okay, so imagine if we were scared and we closed out price here, price would have still gone in our direction. Now we say that a broken support serves as a resistance and a broken resistance serves as a support. Let me show you guys what I mean by that. So this is what I mean. You can see over here this was a support area whereby price was testing that area and reversing. Now you can see when price broke through the area, it became a resistance to this. Okay, initially it was a support to this area, and when it broke through, it became a resistance to this. Now you can also see this other area here. If we extend this backwards, you can see that this was actually a resistance before. Price came down, break through it, became a support. Price came down again, break through it. Now it became what? A resistance again. So trading support and resistance is just so easy. I'll be dropping a video soon as I teach my students how to trade support and resistance in a trending market, because you can actually trade it in the trending market, but that's one way that many people don't know. But what you are focusing on right now is the ranging market. So go back to your chart, practice what you have learned right now, and you get good at it. Support and resistance is one of the easiest ways to trade the forex market. You can also look here too. You can actually spot support and resistance clearly. Support and resistance areas clearly. Now, one of the best advice I'm going to be giving to you guys, one of the best advice I'm going to be giving to you guys is that do not trade any zone that's not clear. Okay, do not trade any support or resistance zone that is not clear. Many people come into the market, because they are not seeing any support or resistance zone, they start forcing things into the market. The truth is that your mind can actually create zones. Again, your mind is, everybody is creative. Everybody on planet Earth is creative. So your mind can actually create a zone. Your mind can just come in and start creating support and resistance. Maybe you check the market and you didn't find any setup, and if you stay there more longer, you start forcing things in. So instead of staying longer in the chart and trying to find entries, start backtesting what you already know. Okay, so don't come in and trade any zone. Ensure that the zone is an obvious one. Like as I just came in here, you don't have to think. If you have to think about the support and resistance, it means it's not clear. If you have to look carefully before you can see a support and resistance zone, it means it's not a clear zone. So trade those zones that are very, very clear. The moment you come into the chart, the first zone your eye sees as a support or resistance zone is the strongest one you should be trading. So those are the best ones to trade. Okay, so that's that for that, guys. Thank you for watching. Like this video, subscribe to this channel if you love the content. If you have any question, drop it on the comment section below. And before you go, I would like you to follow me on my Instagram page, Titus Forex. Drop a lot of reels, 2 reels minimum every day. So you can just follow up for educational content. So thank you all for watching. God bless you. Titus Forex.